Come on, dude, I need the voice. It's gotta work.
Can't you just record it and play it back on your phone?
You figure that out. I just need the voice.
Make it talk?
A secret vault hidden away, filled with machines that changed the game. When Fast and Loud wrapped up, everyone wondered what happened to the legendary Aaron Kaufman. Did he just disappear? What they found tucked away in Aaron Kaufman's garage after the show ended shocked everyone to their core. Get ready to see the wildest rides and untold stories of the man who built magic with metal because his garage held more than just cars, it held secrets. Aaron's amazing machines from Gas Monkey. For years, he was the bearded genius behind the wrenches at Gas Monkey Garage, taking rusty old cars and turning them into roaring beasts. One of the most surprising projects Aaron tackled was a 1966 VW microbus, often called the short bus. This wasn't just any old bus, it had already been cut in half and welded back together without its middle section. It was a wreck, but Aaron and the Gas Monkey team saw something special in it. They resurrected this iconic bus, giving it a clean paint job, putting on new wheels, and dropping in a brand new engine. This little bus was meant for show and display, and it was so powerful it could even pop wheelies, making it a definite showstopper. This build was a huge challenge for the team because it was the first VW bus Gas Monkey had ever worked on. When you work on a custom vehicle that has already been changed by others, you never truly know what kind of work was done before or how well it was done. This unknown history made the job much harder, requiring Aaron and his team to be extra careful and clever. To make sure the job was done right, the Gas Monkey team brought in outside experts. Wagons West handled the front beam suspension, and Air-Cooled took care of the rear suspension, rear brakes, and wheels. The inside got a makeover too, with Wolfsburg West doing the interior and adding Black Mountain seats. The heart of this tiny terror was a 2.0-liter engine built by Lux Fab Shop, giving it a surprising kick for such a small ride. This build truly shocked everyone by bringing a sawed-in-half bus back to life as a show-stopping machine. Next up, a car that truly looked like it drove straight out of a movie screen, the Thomas Crown Affair Mustang. This wasn't just any 1968 Mustang, it was built to look like the rugged, off-road monster from the 1999 film of the same name. It started as a perfect, clean 1968 Mustang, but Aaron and the team turned it into something wild, like a car from a Fury Road movie with wide, flared wheel arches, big tires, and spotlights, making it look tough and ready for anything. This Mustang was more than just a pretty face. It had serious power and custom parts. Under its hood roared a strong 5.0-liter Coyote V8 engine, the kind you might find in a powerful Ford F1 150 pickup truck. This engine was hooked up to a responsive Tremec 5-speed manual transmission, which means the driver gets to shift gears themselves, making it a truly engaging ride. Power went to the back wheels through a 9-inch rear end with a special track lock system that helps keep the tires gripping the road. The way this Mustang rode was also completely changed. It got a special heights independent front suspension with fully adjustable coilovers, and the back had a strong 4-link setup for the best control and axle placement. It had big 17-inch legendary wheels wrapped in tough Nitto Ridge grappler tires, perfect for both show and go. To make it even tougher and safer, they added a tubular steel roll bar and extra bracing under the car, including subframe connectors, which made the convertible body much stronger. Stopping power came from 4-wheel power disc brakes. The outside was painted a beautiful night mist blue with bold white stripes, and it had Shelby-inspired body parts like a GT 500-style hood, nose panel, deck lid, and taillight panel. Carbon fiber accents from Ruffian cars further enhanced its sporty look. Even the inside was special, with comfy saddle leather seats from TMI products, cocoa mats, a push-button radio, cup holders, and modern air conditioning, blending old-school cool with new comfort. Next, let's talk about a build that sounded absolutely crazy, but turned out to be a beast. The 1979 Harvester Scout, known as the Hell Scout. Who would think of putting a super powerful SRT Hellcat engine known for its incredible 707 horsepower into an old off-road SUV like a Scout? Aaron and the Gas Monkey team did, and they pulled it off in a way that truly shocked everyone. This Hell Scout was a true monster. The Hellcat engine alone brings immense power to the table, making this old truck fly. To handle all that power, they needed serious parts. They added a special Ron Davis radiator to keep the engine cool, because that Hellcat engine gets very hot and needs a lot of cooling. It also needed a top-notch fuel system to keep all that gas flowing to the thirsty engine. For stopping power, they put in Willwood brakes, which are super strong and absolutely necessary for a vehicle with this much speed and power. The suspension was completely custom-built by Chris Alston's Chassis Works. They slammed the truck down, front and back, giving it a low, aggressive look that made it stand out. It also got a 4-link suspension system with coilovers on all 4 corners, which helps it handle rough roads and keep all that power on the ground, making it a capable off-road SUV despite its low stance. And the wheels? They were one of a kind, designed by the team and made by Revo Forged Wheels, adding to its unique and custom look. The paint job was kept a bright orange with factory stripes, but beefed up to really pop and make the truck visually striking. Even though it had all this power and custom work, they kept it a convertible, which is wild for such a high-performance off-roader. Putting a Hellcat engine into an old International Scout might sound like madness, as some describe it. But this build perfectly shows Gas Monkey Garage's way of doing things. They love to create shock value and push the limits of what's possible with cars. Then there's the Ford GT, known as the Bad GT, a car that truly lived up to its name by being unbelievably fast. The Ford GT is already a super powerful car on its own, but for Gas Monkey Garage, that wasn't enough. They wanted to make it a true monster of speed. The team beefed up its engine with a twin-turbo system and added nitrous injection. This meant the car could unleash an unbelievable 2,700 horsepower. Imagine that much power under your foot. This incredible power allowed the BayDD GT to hit a top speed of 310 miles per hour. That's faster than a plane taking off. What's truly amazing is that even with all these wild changes, the car was still street legal. This car wasn't just a one-time wonder. It was a long-term project sponsored by Gas Monkey Garage and built by a performance car expert named Johnny Bomer. He bought the car new in 2006 to make it the fastest street car in the world. It broke 250 miles per hour in the standing mile in 2010 and then set a Guinness World Record for the standing mile when it hit 282.232 miles per hour in 2012. The team kept making it better, and in 2022 it hit that amazing 310.8 miles per hour on a special runway at the Kennedy Space Center, a runway used for space shuttles. It still had its original 5.4-liter V8 engine block, but almost everything else inside the engine was changed to handle the extreme power. What makes this even more unbelievable is that it had working air conditioning, lights, signals, and even a passenger seat, and Johnny Bomer actually used it for errands around South Florida, even taking his kids to school in it. Aaron and the Gas Monkey team also created a truly special vehicle, the Jeep CJ7 Veteran Build. This wasn't just about speed or wild looks. It was built to honor service veterans. They took inspiration from the tough Super Jeeps of the 1970s, but kept the classic Jeep style that everyone loves. It had shiny chrome wheels, a chrome bumper, and rugged mud-terrain Goodrich tires. The inside kept the classic CJ look, but was refreshed to be new and clean, with an updated engine to go with it. The whole Jeep was finished with a custom Stars and Stripes paint job, making it a rolling tribute to America's heroes. This amazing Jeep was later sold at an auction for a huge $1.3 million, and all that money went to help the Gary Sinise Foundation, a charity that supports veterans. Aaron's own path. After years of building incredible cars that amazed audiences on Fast and Loud, Aaron Kaufman made a big decision. He wanted to build even bigger, more challenging projects, the kind that just wouldn't fit into the tight filming schedules of a TV show. He felt held back by the limited build opportunities available with Gas Monkey Garage, where projects often had to be smaller and quicker to fit into episodes. Richard Rawlings, the owner of Gas Monkey, said Aaron's leaving came as a total surprise and wasn't his choice, stating it came completely out of left field. But Aaron himself explained that he saw a fork in the road. There were some personal disagreements and professional differences of opinion that led to his decision. He wanted to build cars that were much harder and took more time than what TV allowed, like the eco-boosted De Tomaso Pantera, which was a tipping point for him. So, in 2017, after 14 years with Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron decided to go his own way and start his own business, ArcLight Fabrication in Dallas, Texas. He even quoted the famous singer Stevie Nicks saying, "I think I have to go my own way." This was a huge step, allowing him to chase his true passion for building custom trucks his way, free from the demands of reality television. Aaron's new company, ArcLight Fabrication, is where he truly shines, focusing on his biggest passion: vintage Ford F-100 pickup trucks. He loves these trucks, drawn to their impressive power and classic looks since he first started working with cars. ArcLight Fabrication specializes in making custom parts for F-100S, specifically for models from 1957 to 1979. Aaron's goal is to build parts that make these trucks perform better, not just look cool sitting still. He believes in performance first, saying he'd rather have a truck that looks cool walking sideways down the road with the tires spinning than just sitting next to it in a parking lot. ArcLight Fab plans to offer everything needed to build a dream F-100, including full chassis, engine programs, suspension upgrades, electronics, and even wheels. Aaron is even building his own chassis in-house from laser-cut and CNC-formed steel, ensuring every part is perfect and built to tight tolerances. He takes a holistic approach, meaning everything from the headlights to the wiring to the air conditioning and plumbing of the air system has been carefully thought out to work perfectly together. His vision is to make it easy for people to build a home-run ArcLight F-100 from the start, knowing that all the systems will run right out of the box. One of the best examples of ArcLight Fabrication's work is a 1961 Ford F-100 unibody truck, lovingly nicknamed Bozo. This truck was the test vehicle for ArcLight's Stage 1 suspension kit, showing off exactly what the company could do. This particular F-100 is quite rare because of its unibody design, where the cab and bed are one piece, which Ford only made for a few years in the early 1960s. Under the hood of Bozo is a rebuilt Ford 302 V8 engine, pumping out a strong 340 horsepower. This engine is packed with top-notch parts like a Holley 650 DP carburetor, an Edelbrock air gap aluminum intake, and a Comp Cam's hydraulic roller cam for better engine timing. It also has GT40 heads for improved airflow, pipe stainless headers for better exhaust flow, a Champion aluminum radiator with twin SPAL fans to keep it cool, and MSD ignition for a powerful spark. The power gets to the wheels through a brand new Tremec T5 5-speed manual transmission, which actually came from a Fox body Mustang. Using this part helped keep costs down while still providing smooth and reliable power to the pavement. This is connected to a strong Ford 9-inch rear end with 3.70 gears and a Spartan lunchbox locker, which helps both rear wheels get power and grip, especially when turning or on uneven surfaces. The exhaust system is a beautiful custom-built 2.5-inch stainless MagnaFlow setup with an H-pipe, giving it a great melodious sound. All the wiring was replaced with a new American auto wire harness for reliability and safety. The suspension is the ArcLight Fab Stage 1 system, designed to make the truck handle like a sports car. Up front, it has monoleaf suspension with a Nostalgia SIDS drop axle and RideTech HQ front shocks. The rear uses leaf springs with a flip kit and RideTech HQ rear shocks, along with a C-notch for a lower stance and better suspension travel. It also has new power front disc brakes with all new brake lines, making it stop as well as it goes. The interior is red with a stock bench seat covered in leather, a rubber floor mat, and a retro sound head unit for tunes. It even has modern air conditioning, making it comfortable to drive in any weather. It rolls on chromed old-style Ford steel wheels wrapped in BFG Silvertown white walls. This truck had over $72,000 in parts alone, showing the quality and care Aaron puts into his builds. ArcLight Fabrication isn't just building a few custom trucks. They are making a whole line of parts and chassis kits for Ford F-100S from 1957 to 1979. Their goal is to make it easier for anyone to build a high-performance F-100. They offer complete chassis systems, which are the backbone of the truck, designed to greatly improve handling and ride quality. These chassis are built with strong steel, often laser cut and CNC, formed for a perfect fit and high precision. Aaron is even producing all of their own chassis in-house. Their suspension kits are a big part of this. They offer different options like independent front suspension, which gives a modern feel and better handling, and various rear suspension setups, including 4-link systems and coilover shocks. These parts help lower the truck and make it handle like a sports car, even though it's a classic pickup. They focus on things like ride height for performance driving, not just making the truck lay flat on the ground for show. This clearly shows Aaron's focus on the actual driving experience over just looking cool, parked. ArcLight also provides engine swap kits, allowing builders to put powerful modern engines like the Ford 302 V8 or even Coyote engines into these old trucks. They also offer all the little things that make a build perfect, like motor mounts, wiring harnesses, and custom exhaust systems. Aaron wants to make sure that when someone builds an ArcLight F-100, everything works together perfectly, right out of the box, ensuring a home run build every time. Racing beyond the garage. Aaron Kaufman isn't just a master builder, he's also a serious racer. One of Aaron's most famous racing adventures was taking on the legendary Pikes Peak International Hill Climb with a custom 1963 Ford Falcon. This race is famous for its curvy, dangerous mountain road that climbs high into the sky, demanding incredible skill and a perfectly tuned car. Aaron built this car specifically to go fast up that mountain. This Falcon was a true race car, packed with high-performance parts. It was powered by a Ford Racing 363 small block engine that made an incredible 500 horsepower. This engine was fed by a Holley 750 CFM carburetor and sparked by MSD ignition. It could run on regular 93-octane gas, but preferred higher octane for peak performance during the race. The engine was paired with a Richmond Super T 10 4-speed transmission, which sent power to a strong Mark Williams 9-inch rear end. A Ron Davis radiator with dual fans kept the engine cool during intense racing. The exhaust flowed through a stainless system into MagnaFlow mufflers, giving it a powerful sound. The suspension was built for serious road racing, with Global West components and RideTech triple adjustable coilovers on all 4 corners. The rear suspension also had a special wishbone 3-link setup with a Chris Alston sway bar, keeping the car planted on the road even through tight turns. Stopping power was huge, with Willwood brakes featuring 14-inch rotors and 6-piston calipers in the front, and 13-inch rotors with 4-piston calipers in the back. It rode on staggered Forgeline wheels, 18x8 in front and 18x9 in the rear, wrapped in sticky Nitto NT01 competition tires. Inside, it had a full roll cage, race seats, and 5-point harnesses for safety, along with a quick-release steering wheel. Even though it was a race car, it still kept most of its original trim, showing Aaron's touch for blending classic looks with modern performance. He raced this car up Pikes Peak in under 13 minutes in 2014. Aaron also ventured into one of the toughest races on Earth, King of the Hammers in Johnson Valley. This race is known as the hardest single-day off-road race, combining high-speed desert racing with extreme rock crawling, pushing vehicles and drivers to their absolute limits. For this challenge, Aaron and his team built a 1971 International Scout. This Scout, known as the Scout, was originally not even meant to be a race car. It was built during the filming of a TV show in 2018, designed to be a super-capable off-road driver, not a full-on race machine. Aaron himself admitted they basically brought a paperclip to a gun battle, compared to the dedicated race cars around them, but he wanted to test how capable it really was in the toughest conditions. The Scout was a 1971 International Scout with a compound turbo-4 BT Cummins diesel engine paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. It rode on massive 40-inch tires and had coilover and bypass shocks for its suspension, built on a full custom chassis and roll cage. The team had to essentially build everything from scratch, fitting all the powerful components into the old truck's body. They even made one-piece fender flares using a power hammer, a new tool for them, and had to bump the wheel wells taller and wider to allow for huge wheel movement. The roof was also extended slightly to fit the new cage. The build was incredibly tough, done in just 100 days while being filmed. They barely had 5 minutes of runtime before loading it up for the race. Despite being street legal, the Scout struggled with fuel on race day. It was getting only about 1.2 miles per gallon from its small diesel engine, and with a 25-gallon fuel tank, it didn't have enough to cover the 199-mile course. It ran out of fuel at race mile 26, showing how brutal King of the Hammers truly is and how even the best builders can face unexpected problems in real-world racing. Aaron's love for racing at Pikes Peak didn't stop with the Falcon. In 2022, he returned to the famous mountain, this time with a vintage 1949 Ford F1 truck. He finished the curvy 12.42-mile race in just over 14 minutes. This shows his continued passion for pushing himself and his classic Ford trucks in extreme racing conditions, proving his skills go far beyond just building in a garage. Aaron's journey shows a remarkable ability to change and grow his professional identity beyond just being a mechanic. His move from Gas Monkey Garage to starting ArcLight Fabrication and starring in his own shows highlights his entrepreneurial spirit and a clear effort to build his personal brand around deep craftsmanship, taking on diverse challenges, and always being willing to learn new skills. The varied jobs he takes on in Aaron Needs a Job further emphasize his curiosity and desire for hands-on experience, reinforcing his image as a true gearhead who values practical knowledge over just celebrity status. This ability to adapt and grow is key to his continued success and growing wealth. Aaron Kaufman's journey is a powerful story of passion, hard work, and daring to follow your own path. From his early days as a self-taught mechanic to becoming a TV star and then a successful business owner, he has always pushed the limits of what's possible with cars. His garage, whether at Gas Monkey or ArcLight Fabrication, has always been a place where dreams are built and where the impossible becomes real. His influence on the world of custom cars and racing continues to inspire, proving that with enough dedication, anything is possible.